Hola maestros, it's Jessie Feliz here from jessiefelispanish.com, here to tell you all about Instragram-bulary. It's the newest, hottest, coolest, innovative, fun way that capitalizes on the social constructs of the social media platform Instagram, and at the same time is a wonderful tool for teachers to reinforce vocabulary and grammar that is socially relevant and responsive to these 21st century learning students that we teach now. So, go to jessiefelispanish.com, download today their Instragram-bulary learning test worksheet, and enjoy. Ciao! Pura vida! Now I'm going to go over how to implement the Instragram-bulary learning task. In your packet, you all will receive this large blank template so you can explain it in detail to your students just in the beginning phase, just so they can have a full understanding, and then after that, you and your students can run with it. Right here, all of your students are going to receive this independently for independent learning task, or also if you have it at a learning center or for small group instruction. Obviously, ellos necesitan escribir su nombre, la fecha y la hora. And there will be a total of 8 Instragram-bulary mini learning tasks on the full learning task worksheet. So each individual box looks like this. This is a zoomed in version. So the battery right here, this represents the level of confidence that the students have with the vocabulary word that's being assessed based on a picture, and you'll see it as we go on. And they can fill in the battery, and they can also then write in the percentage. So if they feel really confident, they may write 95% or 100%. If they don't, they can be honest with you and say 0. It's also an excellent way for you, the teacher, to assess, wow, the majority of my students are saying that they're like 50% confident or even less with a certain vocabulary word. Perhaps that means it's time that you need to reinforce it or reteach that vocabulary word. Right here it says Jessie Feliz Spanish, because on the worksheet that you'll receive is with my avatar and for me for the first time, but you may change it and edit it the way that you want to do it. And then put your name, Senor Lopez or Senorita Johnson, whatever you may choose to do. In this blank space will be the image or the vocabulary word that you're using to assess. The heart represents whether or not the students like it or dislike it. And then the comment is where we're going to assess if the students can write a complete, coherent sentence based on the hashtags or the vocabulary words they've used. So, let's move on. So, right here we have this image that I'm selecting to use as image for La Playa. And I'm expecting students to write hashtag playa, and you'll see as we further go along with the exemplar. So you can use a base picture as a teacher, or if students are going to submit to you their images, which I highly suggest because that just adds even more of the students' interaction that we want and participation. But however you receive your image, you may choose to keep the base image, or you can add a filter, like how on Instagram it's really important to a lot of kids because you can add a filter and edit it. You become like your own little Photoshop Google within the platform. So I've taken the base picture, and then I added this filter to it just to have something different. This would be like an example of what students would submit to me. And again, follow the guidelines that I've provided you, and you'll understand how this goes. So, continuing on. So then now, I take that image and I'm going to go ahead and add it into my Instragram-bulary learning task. So again, I'm going to demonstrate what a student would do and what you explain and what your expectations are. The first thing is, obviously, if I'm the student, I see this vocabulary picture or this picture that represents a certain vocabulary word. I'm going to go ahead and put my confidence level. I'm going to set it at 100% because you know what? I was paying attention to Senor Lopez, and I always do a really good job in Senorita Johnson's class. So I'm fully confident that I know this vocabulary word and that I'm not just a vocabulary word, but that I can write a complete, coherent sentence. That's what we want to stress to our students. And I'm going to go ahead and boldly write 100%. I think I'm going to get that good of a job, do that good of a job on it. So down here, where the heart is, that's just an extra bonus, so that's what kids are used to. I like it, so I'm going to go ahead and write C. I love the beach. So now here's your vocabulary part. So I'm going to go ahead and write hashtag playa. And because I know some other words, because I've just been paying attention, I'm going to write hashtag calor. Because I remember we learned que tiempo hace. Hace calor means it's hot. Normally you go to the beach wearing sandalias. Oh, that's another vocabulary word. I know, sandalias. Be sure that you stress to the kids that you would love for them to write different hashtags, but you are obviously looking and you're going to monitor and assess if they're using the current word that you all are working on during the week. Down here where it says comment, this is where the student then has to take at least one of the words that they have in hashtag, primarily the vocabulary word that you're focusing on, such as playa, and they have to put it in a complete sentence. So I'm going to be, as a student, I'm going to go ahead and write Okay, so I'm looking for a complete sentence. Me gusta ir a la playa con mis amigos. Okay, me gusta ir a la playa con mis amigos. Based off the hashtag that I have here, this will be a completed learning mini task, one of the 8 vocabulary words that students will be assessed and required to do. Check it out, y'all.